Hello, and I hope that you are all doing fine. Today, we are going to deal with Romanticism. Romanticism is a literary, artistic, musical, and even political movement that began in the late 18th century and lasted until the 19th one. But its influence is still perceptible to this day. Romanticism can be seen as a reaction to the drastic changes in society that occurred during this period, including the revolutions that swept throughout countries like France and the United States, ushering in grand experiments in democracy. European Romanticism began as a reaction to the ways in which Industrial Revolution and Enlightenment had transformed society. The Enlightenment had prioritized reason and rationality over emotions and creativity. The Industrial Revolution had urbanized England. Technology was thriving, science was hastily evolving, and cities were becoming increasingly swarming. There was a kind of shift of the European societies from the agrarian culture to the industrial one. As an outcome of these changes, many people felt like humanity was strained in its relationship with the natural world and the sublime. They believed that this whole modernity has affected the human soul and rendered it more selfish. In the middle of these hard times appears the effective contribution of the Romantics, a group of artists, writers, and intellectuals who regarded themselves not only as literary laureates, but rather political activists and patriots who celebrated nature, emotion, and the spiritual. They criticized the way society had changed and glorified the past in their works. One of the most brilliant facets of literature is that it consists a reflective mirror of life. Europe and America witnessed drastic changes in the late 18th century, and the Romantic era reflected this change. In fact, what characterizes this movement is the 5 I's. So what are these 5 I's? First, we start with imagination. Imagination presides the thought and the philosophy of this movement. It is highly stressed on and prioritized over reason. In fact, glorifying imagination comes as a backlash against the rational thinking that characterized the neoclassical period or the Age of Reason. Imagination is crucial as it is the basis of creativity, which is the origin of all arts. The other I is the I of individualism. Romantics celebrate the individual. They avowed the significance of the individual, the unique, and the eccentric. Their celebration of the individual in this movement is taken to the extreme that it tends to oppose the traditional view of the concept of the hero. The neoclassical representation of the hero outcasts the character of the magnificent and the supernatural. However, it takes a certain degree of strength for a common man to become the archetype of a hero. Third I is the I of inspiration. The Romantic artists and poets tend to seek inspiration within the broods of nature. For Romantics, nature is often presented as a work of art in itself, created by a divine imagination and uttered through emblematic language. Number 4 is the I of idealism, which is the perception that views perfection in every aspect of life. It refers to the different theories and views that emphasize the spiritual side of humanity, its mindset, and favoring language over matter. Last, intuition. Romantics often put a premium on intuition, or the inner guts. They favor feelings and instincts over reason. Marks the beginning of the Romantic movement in English literature is the collaborated works between William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge, Lyrical Ballads, which was published in 1798. This book, which is a collection of poems, is considered by many scholars to be the beginning of the Romantic movement. Here, we arrive at the end of this video, which is part 1 only, waiting for part 2. Thank you so much for watching.